Hey there, this is Mickey Rourke. I'm on a movie set in a swimming pool inside of a house, which is kind of strange. And I just want to say hello to Liliana Cavani, who's one of my favorite directors in the world. Love you to death, sweetheart. I wish I was in Rome right now, sitting at Bolognese with you.
All right, let's move on to the first question here. It says, Liliana Cavani has always said that she would never have made Francesco if she hadn't had you in the lead role. She wrote the screenplay with your face, your body in mind. Can you tell us about the first time you met?
Well, Liliana Cavani said she wanted me to do this Francesco movie, and I was actually shooting a movie in New Jersey at the time, a boxing film, and my head was all in a different area, a different headspace, and Liliana come up and said, she introduced herself, and her English was pretty good, and I understood that she said to me she wanted me to play St. Francis of Assisi, and I thought, me? Playing a saint? I thought, okay, I never thought about playing a saint before, and it kind of interested me, but what really interested me was I found Liliana very fascinating, and I found her extremely intelligent, and I've also found her very, she seemed definite, like when we met, sometimes you meet people and they go, well, he's not what I thought he'd be, or he's not something, and they change their mind, but like, she was very convinced that she wanted me to do this movie, and she let me know. I mean, she was looking at me like you look at something you never seen before that you can't, trying to figure out stuff, and she was like, I could see her looking through the back of my head, and that, I thought, what is this lady looking for? How do you translate that?
Excellent. The next question. In a recent interview, you stated that Liliana Cavani is one of those directors who draws out the blood from her actors, almost like a shaman, as we like to imagine. Can you tell something about that?
Well, Liliana Cavani is like, people say to me, who are some of your favorite directors that you've ever worked with? I've worked with some really, really great directors, and Liliana Cavani is certainly right up there at the top of the list. I mean, being an actor who wants to be able to give you everything, and be the best you can be, you have to have a director that wants that out of you and knows how to get that out of you. And Liliana, I remember I had a scene on top of a mountain, and it was a very emotional scene, waiting for God to talk to me. And it was a scene where St. Francis breaks down because he's given up everything. He's given up all the things in life the comfortable things in life, and he's living in the woods, and there's a half a dozen people that are following him because he's listening to the voice of God, and God is not speaking to him, and he breaks down at this point. And I remember, Lillian, I was playing this music, trying to get my head into that space where I had to kind of break down, and I wasn't getting there. And Liliana said to me, she was looking at her watch, and she says, forget about the time, fuck the time, you take all the time you want. And so I remember waiting, and I was working on different things to get myself in that place, and we were shooting on a mountaintop, and then there was a big valley, and then there was a mountaintop across the valley. And so I made this choice because I never met my father, and I always felt, had a strong feeling about my feelings toward him. He was a bodybuilder and a carpenter, and I had 4 pictures I always used to look at when I was a kid of my dad, and so when I had to say, I didn't have to say, please God, talk to me, please. It was, please Father, talk to me. And I was looking at these pictures, and I put them down, and then so I looked across the valley, and I imagined seeing him standing there like this, and it's like I just lost it, because it was I had stuff I wanted to say to him, and she gave me the time to do that, and that really, it worked for the scene, But if I didn't have a director that was as patient as her, because she didn't give a fuck how long it took me, and it took me a couple hours to get there, so it was worth it,